You know, Bloodborne is one of those games that connects with you emotionally, whether you want it to or not. There's a reason I'm including this scene to this video, because you as the hunter, you are guilty of a lot more than you might realize. And this quest will definitely show this to you. I've been putting off this quest for quite a while, because it's the little girl's quest. So I implore you to watch the full video. Not only because it's a good story, but because if you miss something, then you're probably going to shout at me in the comments. So please watch the full video so you can follow the little girl's quest line. Hey my friends, it's Mike here from Arms on Gaming. I hope you're having a lovely day. As you can see, I'm starting off the video from the very beginning of the game, like I said, so we don't miss any steps. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to light the lantern and go back to the Hunter's Dream and buy the Hunter's Chief emblem, because it's very important to get this little item, because there's quite a lot of steps. There's a couple of boss fights, there's a couple of returns and stuff that you're going to have to do in order to complete this quest line to the fullest. It's one of those quest lines that's actually going to tug at your heart, my friend, because it's you as the hunters, like I say, you're guilty of a lot more than you might realize. But we're starting off, you head towards the sewers, because we want to get to the ladder that leads over the little bridge towards the little window where the little girl is found for the first time. Now, of course, she's going to ask you to assist her in finding her mother. The mother is actually the wife of Father Gascoigne, and the little girl, obviously, is his daughter. But she's been left alone. Now, as we know in the game, Father Gascoigne has gone a little cuckoo, and he's basically just killing everything. Yeah, just take this ladder up to the little bridge, and it's your job to go and look for him. But we will find out as we progress in this quest line how everything just went wrong. As we know, Father Gascoigne already killed his wife, and she's lying on top of the roof. But let's start this quest line by listening to the little girl.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? And please will you look for my mum? Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My Mum wears a red jeweled brooch. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs, and when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
Right, we are continuing on to Father Gascoigne. Please note, my friends, there's no special way that you need to defeat certain bosses or all that stuff. You can do it the way you usually do. It's normal progression per usual, but just keep in mind to follow the right steps at the right time, otherwise you're going to miss out on the quest line completely. This quest line is quite easy to miss because it's right in your face, but not really. Remember where this pig is, because we're going to come back to Mr. Piggy later, because he had a snack that he wasn't supposed to have. But we'll get to that once we get to that part of the quest line. For now, I'm just moving over to Father Gascoigne and gonna go and just get rid of him. Well, kill Father Gascoigne, of course. Let's do this. He's busy. He's not busy chopping wood there, I can promise you that. He's chopping some corpses. The scourge made him a little bit cuckoo. I think he kind of forgot he had a little daughter. You can use the tiny music box and all that stuff, but I didn't really use it. If you look over here, that's little light is where the wife is, the dead wife, and where you find the brooch. Do not crush this brooch. Just keep it in your inventory, and we can move on. Here's one of the other the biggest steps you should not miss. Whenever you get to this area, talk to the dweller, the red guy. Exhaust his whole conversation. he must ask you to bring people to Odin's chapel for safety. Very important.
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does. Always has, you know. Since forever. But it won't end nicely. The screams of women folk. Yarnum's done for, I tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Odin chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over. If you wouldn't mind. I know I shouldn't be asking you, if you happen upon someone while hunting, if they seem worth being told, that is. Oh, and I do sincerely hope they are.
Okay, now at this point, load out of the area, go back to the Hunter's Dream, and then come back to Odin's Chapel, where you lit the lantern after the Father Gascoigne fight. I'm using the Odin's Chapel lantern because it's closest to the little girl and all the stuff that we need to do. If you don't load out of the area, the quest won't go. So just keep on loading after every step in the video. I mean, I've seen videos on YouTube, like I said, and they're not complete in any way. You know, they just show you where people are standing at the window talking to the girl, but they don't give you the directions on how to get to the little girl and how to finish the quest line. So I really hope this video helps you. But of course, now we're going to tell the little girl that we found their mother, but we're not going to hand over the brooch.
Hello, Mr. Hunter. Still can't find my mum. Oh, okay. I can wait, but isn't there something I can do? Maybe Mum and Dad are stuck out there, waiting for me to come and find them. What do you think, Mr. Hunter? Yes, okay. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. I love you almost as much as Mum and Dad. And Granddad.
Now that line she said at the end there, that's what really makes me sad, because I actually just sent her to her death. Man. But anyway, we load out of the area again, and then we're going to continue with the game as per normal. We're going to go and fight Vicar Amelia. This is why I told you to get the Hunter's Chief emblem early, because it's just easier and faster to do it this way. Normal progression boss, we're moving on to Vicar Amelia. And then after that, the quest, we're going to have to load out again and come back again. But yeah, if you follow whatever I'm doing on the screen here, it should be pretty easy. I'm going to take my trusty whirligig saw and go play with Vicar Amelia. Just give it a couple of smacks. Remember when you're done with this fight to interact with the skull, my friends, otherwise you can't gain access to the Forbidden Woods. It's very important to interact with the skull after the Vicar Amelia fight. Again, we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream, and then we're going to go back to Odin's Chapel again. But this time we're not going to go to the window, we're actually going to go down into the sewer where that big pig was. Now, unfortunately, we find out that the little girl took my advice, tried to go to Odin Chapel, but she did not make it. She ran into Mr. Boar here, and he basically had her for lunch. And the proof of that is, the second time you try to pick up whatever was in the pig's stomach, it's the red messenger's ribbon. Now, that proves that the little girl has been devoured. And it's actually, well, your fault, my fault, the hunter's fault. I'm sorry. And just to prove that point is, if you go back to, if you run back to where the window is, there's going to be no response for now. Again, we're going to load out of the area, and then we're going to move over again to the Cathedral Ward, where we're going to continue our normal gameplay, moving on to the Forbidden Woods and the Shadows of Yharnam boss fight. It's quite a lengthy guide if you put it together, but I mean that's the whole point. You know, if you want to follow a proper guide, make a proper guide. Another important step to do here, I found this out the other night. I'll tell you about the little thing that happened. I'm not sure why it happened. When you're here in the Forbidden Woods, go get the tonsil stone first. I skipped this part, the previous video I wanted to do, and then there was a little bit of a thing that happened. This guy actually showed up at the window in central Yharnam. If I, you know, for some reason, his dialogue was playing behind the window where the little girl usually is. So it's better to, once you start the Forbidden Woods, come here, get the tonsil stone, and that will eliminate that. I'm not sure why that happened, but yeah, just fair warning. But yeah, we're heading over to the Shadows of Yharnam. Boss fight. Interesting boss fight as always, but I mean, this is probably one of the biggest areas in one of these games. Forbidden Woods is actually huge. I do implore you, if you play the game for the first time, you don't have to rush through it like I'm doing here. This is just for the purpose of the video. But you know, explore the game as much as you can and learn to play the game. That's what's gonna make you good. Okay, let's get rid of these three guys quickly. 1 shadow, 2 shadow, 3 shadow, fall. That guy must have had some very strong alcohol because of that fire breath. I'll give him a couple of slaps for his trouble. You die now. There you go. And then we move on to Bergenworth. After the Rom the Vacuous spider fight, let the moon cutscene play, because that's where the shift comes in, and that's where the quest line continues even further. So as per normal, just do whatever you do, go get the key, go to the Rom fight, kick the spider's ass, and that's basically the last fight that we're going to have to do before the quest line ends. These fights, I mean, these quest lines can take very long because they do take part as needed boss fights and progression in the game, so it can take a while. Okay, just get rid of Mr. Spider. Run up to this lady and just wait for this cutscene to play. Right, we are heading for the end stretch, my friends. We're just going to run down to the Yargul Unseen Village Lantern, and then we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream. There's no more progression in the game side. We're just going to finish up the quest line. Now, once we return back to the window now, we're going to have a completely different dialogue, because the older sister, I think her name is Viola, if I'm not mistaken, she's looking for a little sister, and I basically have to give her the bad news that her sister is no longer with us. So you're basically going to hand over the red ribbon, messenger ribbon, to the sister. And then for the last time when we return, this is where the saddest part is, because Viola could not handle being alone in the world anymore, so she basically killed herself. And again, it's all my fault, or you as the hunter's fault. It's such a sad quest line. But let's listen.
You haven't by any chance seen my little sister, have you? I told her to look after the house, but she's run off somewhere. She's still quite small and wears a big white ribbon. Have you seen her out there anywhere? Oh, how did this happen? Why would she ever go outside? At least I'll have something to remember her by.
And then, my friends, we return for the last time, where we find out that Viola could not handle the grief, and unfortunately she's also no longer with us. But yes, my friends, this is how you complete the whole little girl quest line in Bloodborne. It's a very easy missable quest line, but it's kind of nice in a way. But it is sad. Sorry, it's not nice. It's very sad knowing that I made the wrong decision to send the sister to the Odin's Chapel. I mean, alternatively, you can send the sister to Yusefka's clinic, but there's a video on the channel on how you can do that. I'll see you in the next one, my friends. Good hunting, and thank you so much for all the support. I'll see you in the next one.